Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit subscribe right now. We are on our way to 120,000 subscribers. And to my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to continue rocking these live streams. In a world where you can find out where a person lives just from their voice, the technology today is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's paradigm changing what the NSA or what Facebook or what social media can do. Anonymity is pretty much gone. And yet they can't find Trump-Russia collusion. How does that work? So good evening to everyone. We're going to have a very, very epic live stream because they're bluffing, they're lying, they're losing, they're covering up, they're fabricating. They're doing all these things, and it's right in front of us. Close to 300 people, 1 minute in. It's going to be a good live stream. To my super chat, thank you again. They found nothing on Trump. They spied on Trump since 2015. They found nothing. You don't have to like his personality. You don't have to like his policies. He won an election. Too bad if you lost. You don't have to like him. Again, this is to Democrats or to anyone. You don't have to like him. Trump is not there for you to appreciate his presidential demeanor. He doesn't give a you-know-what you think of him. Trump voters don't care either. They've spied on him since 2015 using GCHQ. They found nothing. They even looked at his server in Trump Tower, for information on, oh my God, every single thing from every single piece of propaganda has been disproven or debunked or resulted in nothing. Oh my God, there's suspicious activity from Alpha Bank in Moscow or in Russia. Oh, that was nothing. Oh my God, General Michael Flynn, he was set up. He pled guilty to lying, which he didn't lie, first of all. Even Comey said that. But that resulted in nothing. No, he did not flip. And then you hear, oh my God, Flynn is cooperating. No, he's an honorable man. He should never have been. Trump should never. What Trump did, what President Trump did, and you can go back and you can watch. You can go back and you can watch my original. The day that he let General Flynn go. That day, I said it was a mistake. You could go back and watch the original. This was 2017. You can go back and watch this channel. I said it was a mistake. Trump should never have done that. That led to nothing. Rick Gates led to nothing. Manafort led to nothing. What they've wanted to do from day one is make Trump just as corrupt as Hillary Clinton. It still hasn't worked. Then you hear articles, well, Trump is remarkably stable with his favorability rating. Yeah, it's a good economy. Yeah, it's a good economy. And we have a foreign policy that's less militant than a McCain or a Clinton. And in terms of my viewpoint of Senator McCain, I agree. Like, I was watching Styx today. I agree like 100% with what Styx X and Hammer was saying and others. I do. I find it, though, I have an instinctive gut instinct, knee-jerk reaction when I see like Democrats, people who voted for Hillary Clinton, suddenly rejoicing, or whatever. It could be a Democrat, it could be progressive, it could be anybody. Suddenly rejoicing when Hillary Clinton voted and pushed for the same neoconservative wars. So that was my point in terms of him being an American statesman, but that's a whole other. It's one of my points. But overall, obviously, I don't like his foreign policy, and I think his foreign policy has led to chaos. I just didn't like the knee-jerk reaction from people that I thought, mainly on the left. I didn't understand where they were coming from if they voted for Clinton. And he was against enhanced interrogation, all that stuff. So I would say overall, like I said yesterday, it's a negative legacy. There were things here and there that weren't so negative. But again, I think Clinton overall was a more destructive force. But you have a situation where General Michael Flynn, Rick Gates, Paul Manafort, George Papadopoulos, Michael Cohen, Stormy, McDougal, the National Enquirer, Trump Foundation now, all leading to nothing. Papa D, I'd love to change the world 10 years after. Papa D, thank you, Papa D. So let's go. I mean, let's just do it again within the first couple of minutes. FISA memo, nothing. No, sorry. Steele dossier, and this is a primer. So this is an important segment, at least in terms of the first 10, 20 minutes. Steele dossier, absolute rubbish, absolute garbage. BuzzFeed suing the DNC. The BuzzFeed's getting sued. Christopher Steele's getting sued. Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson getting sued. So it's all led to nothing. Now Michael Cohen denies knowledge. Now his attorney, and I'll get to the Washington Post article, is denying knowledge even about Russia. Michael Cohen, his attorney, has stated he was never in Prague. That's mentioned over 10 times. The Steele dossier is an absolute bunch of garbage and nonsense. An absolute bunch of garbage and nonsense. It was used for a FISA warrant with Carter Page. That led to nothing. That was a criminal act on the part of Obama administration officials. That led to nothing. Steele dossier, nothing. Complete failure. Used to start an investigation because the 30+ billion with the NSA and the CIA and FBI are highly confident. Why? Because the DNC never gave its servers to the United States government because they were hiding, obviously. And the DNC and Hillary Clinton purchased the Steele dossier and also purchased CrowdStrike or outsourced CrowdStrike. So you have the Steele dossier leads to nothing. You have the FISA applications, the FISA warrants, spying on Carter Page leading to nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. Mind you, this isn't a scandal. Like these aren't actual crimes that were committed or like money laundering. It's not like Whitewater, like there were crimes that took place. We have no idea what took place. Christ light, good day from Australia. H.A. Trump is like Teflon. There is nothing on him. Go MAGA. Exactly. And you know, Christ light, you brought up a great point. He's like Teflon, but also there's nothing really to bounce off him. With Clinton, they were like Teflon up until recently. She'll eventually get indicted. Hello, Omar. Veteran anarchy. They'd rather Trump fail than America succeed. Absolutely. Lum, hit thumbs up or you're an HSC lover. Lum, thank you. Veteran anarchy, thank you. Christlight, thank you. Steele dossier, complete garbage. FISA warrant, waste of time, only meant to prop up and perpetuate an investigation. Then you have Manafort, then you have Rick Gates, then you have Flynn, then you have Papadopoulos. Then you have Michael Cohen, then you have Stormy, then you have McDougal, then you have the National Enquirer. Now you have the Trump Foundation, all of which either not campaign finance violations, nobody flipped, there was nothing to flip on. And every single time, there's a new propaganda spin. They go full steam, full force, and they're going to wonder why they lost again in the House and Senate. Why did they circumvent history? Why did they actually prove they're so corrupt and so inept that even an historical trend they'll circumvent because of the weight of their own corruption. And it's so pathetic. These imbeciles are continuing to foster. Ethan Long, thank you. Thank you, Ethan Long. Continuing to foster. Well, we almost got him now. We got Trump now. Look how corrupt he is. Oh my God, the Trump's corruption. There was even an article in the New York Times from an establishment Republican, of course, who said, what is it? Was tax breaks worth all of this? All of what? He says, were tax breaks worth all of this? And deregulation? Well, it's not just that. You also have FBI agents being fired. James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok fired, Lisa Page, Sally Moyer, Kevin Kleinsmith, all of these people are being likely investigated by the Office of Professional Responsibility. Then you have Bruce Orr, who will testify, what, the 28th, a couple days from now. You have all of these people who have all worked in concert with one another. James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, all the other FBI agents. Then you have people at the Department of Justice, even Rod Rosenstein. Then you have Bruce and Nellie Orr. Then you have Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson. Then you have Christopher Steele. Then you have John McCain, who was instrumental. Will Glasser, thank you. Will Glazer, thank you so very much. Will, thank you. Then you have McCain, instrumental in spreading the Steele dossier. Then you have liberal journalists. Ed Mother Jones, instrumental in spreading the Steele dossier. Then you have all of these people, and they have all failed. And Trump continues to not only weather the storm, but he continues to actually grow in popularity. If you tell somebody, don't listen to that music, if you tell somebody, don't go ahead and read that book, don't wear that hat, don't support Trump, the American people are naturally rebellious in a certain way. We're conservative and rebellious at the same time. American people are a bunch of contradictions all at once, but if you tell Americans, you can't do this, they're going to want to do it even more. And it's like, you go ahead and you say, well, Trump is racist. And then people think, no, he's not. Trump is sexist. Trump is misogynist. People think, not really. He's just, a brash guy that is like a whole lot of other men in people's families. Definitely a New York type guy. And it's just his personality that makes him amusing to a lot of people. Britton Johnson, the establishment Dems should keep it up. They are making the red wall higher. Who knew the wall Trump was referring to was the midterms? Much love, Britton Johnson. Britton Johnson, thank you so very much. Thank you, Britton Johnson. Yeah. So they keep on trying to punch and kick and claw and punch and kick and claw, and Trump doesn't even put up a resistance. He's almost like, go ahead and hit me. It's not working. It's not working at all. And they're fighting, they're pushing, they're punching, they're clawing, they're biting, they're chewing. It's not working. Nothing's working, but everything is full speed. Nothing's working, but everything is full speed. Everything is a calamity. Everything is the end of the world. Everything is, oh my God, we got him now. And they keep on crying wolf, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Then you have the real freaks, and I'm going to play the long game, so I'm not going to say anything. Azande X, bonjour. Thank you as always for watching. They have nothing. They have nothing on Trump, but they continue to say they have something on Trump. He's not a choir boy. He's not the nicest person in the world. Lum, it would be beneficial. It would be beneficial for the Mueller probe to continue until after the midterm, so people select a supermajority. Then gloves off. That's true. The funny thing with the funny thing with what you just said right now is that there are journalists who are saying that go ahead, Trump voters, go ahead and think that you're going to win. And then it'll be a blue wave and people won't. But see, Republicans and conservatives and independents who are more conservative than they used to be, like me. Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit, Zandex. Independents who were conservative or progressives who became conservative on many issues, especially the Second Amendment, like me. I love firearms. And I love the Second Amendment. I just purchased my newest rifle, an AR. I haven't had a chance yet, but the moment I go to the range, it'll be this week, I'll put it on my Second Amendment channel and abide by 100% by YouTube policies for that channel also. But what liberals don't get and what the media doesn't get is that conservatives have a set value system to vote on. A set value system to vote on. So if you're conservative on like, for example, the Second Amendment, you love the Second Amendment. And you will always vote based on that love. Democrats, they're, Roe v. Wade, but people don't. There is no Roe v. Wade. There is no, you could say there are threats all the time, sure, but there is always talk about gun control, which doesn't prevent anything. There's always talk about controlling the Second Amendment, which doesn't prevent anything. Smith & Wesson, Britain. It's very affordable. But they're always saying, oh my God, if only we censor speech, that's another issue. It's if only we make it difficult for conservatives to get their message out. If only we go ahead and remove certain rights that we feel are dangerous. If only we go ahead and promote a Trump-Russia myth and say that he's a traitor based on nonsense. If only we just go ahead and we control the airwaves and MSNBC and CNN and the Washington Post and the New York Times. But guess what? You have alternative media. You have sources like Sticks, X, and Hammer. You have H.A. Goodman. You have Hard Bastard. On the left, you have Nico House. Okay, you have Disobedient Media. Okay, you have Elizabeth Voss. You have people like everybody from Catherine Herridge to Sarah Carter to Kimberly Strassel to a whole bunch of people. John Solomon. And whereas I disagreed with Sean Hannity, you have Sean Hannity. I've disagreed with Sean Hannity before, but you have Sean Hannity. You have a whole bunch. You have Lionel Nation, who just met the president, which is amazing. Major respect. You have all of these sources that and also, if someone said, don't listen. If someone told me, don't listen to Bob Marley, I would want to listen to Bob Marley more. If someone said, don't listen to Motorhead, I would want to listen to Motorhead more. If someone said, don't listen to Sinead O'Connor, I'd want to listen to her more. Whatever someone says don't do, you want to do. So they tell you, don't go ahead. Don't go ahead and don't vote for Trump. I definitely need a haircut. There's Tracy Beans. There's a lot of great people. If someone said, you want to hear random, if someone said, don't listen to the lightning seeds, You'd want to listen to the lightning seeds. Hold on one second. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a different. Yeah. Yeah, lightning seeds. They're amazing. That's old school. Who here remembers the lightning seeds? How amazing they are. So, don't listen to HH. Just kidding. Britton Johnson. Thank you, Britton. If someone said, don't listen to Cannibal Corpse, don't listen to whatever, Rammstein, it makes you want to listen to them. So it's a situation where they're telling you, they keep on saying that he's racist. He's not racist. They keep on saying, because you know how we know? No one ever said that before he ran. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was interviewed, and he made a great point. Did anyone ever say that he was racist before he ran? No. In fact, the Clintons went to his wedding. So then why on earth would the Clintons go to a supremacist enabler sympathizer? Now, here's another issue. George Orwell called euphemisms verbal refuse. George Orwell is one of the great human beings of all time. Papa D, have you seen POTUS Trump MAGA channel? Day ago review of Mueller history. Truth? I have not. I haven't seen it. But Papa D, I'll try to check it out. Thank you, Richard. Papa D, I will check it out. Thank you, Papa D. But the left is so full of like self-righteous indignation upon a pedestal of verbal refuse. Trish League, I don't. I have to look them up. If you like Trump, suddenly you're an enabler, sympathizer, supremacist. Meanwhile, all of those things apply to Clinton a lot more. Meanwhile, he's less militant. He's not a criminal. He's less corrupt. You have Hillary, who is a criminal. Patrick, it is a house of cards. You were 100% right. And I cannot stand, can I tell you, I cannot stand when people say, oh, well, let the Mueller probe continue. Until when? The Messiah comes? When? For how many thousands of years will the Mueller probe continue to work on something that never happened so they can just go ahead? The Democrats are simply using the Mueller probe to find anything possible to hurt Trump, anything. It's a taxpayer-funded opposition research never-ending investigation simply to make him look as bad as Clinton. And it's not even if you are educated enough on both quote unquote, well, Trump's scandals, which aren't really scandals, and Clinton's actual scandals, 10 billion from Haiti and all of these things. You have Haiti, you have UBS, you have Boeing, you have the weapons deals, you have 85 donors giving $156 million. Oh, by the way, all of the uranium one, all of these are just examples of coincidence. There's no quid pro quo, even though the 30,000 emails she deleted were all about the Clinton Foundation. 30,000 emails are not about yoga. The biggest lie is that Loretta Lynch met with Bill Clinton to speak about golf, Brexit, and grandchildren. You have a public relations spin in overdrive that even hurts them because they can't come up with anything that hurts Trump. So every time it's this guy's going to flip, this person's going to flip. No, nobody flips. Oh my God, this is a scandal with this woman and that woman. Doesn't happen. It's fine. Not even a big issue. It's not a campaign finance violation. I wrote an article in the Daily Caller. Hillary Clinton should be indicted under campaign finance laws for campaign finance violations. The DNC is an extension of the Clinton campaign. That's why today, what was it? Today, for example, a lot of people were really happy. Like, oh, great, there's no more superdelegates. Yay. Oh, and then what happens? And then what happens? Donna Brazil writes. What does Donna Brazil write? So what did Donna Brazil write? Something. Oh yeah, Democrats voted to remove automatic delegates from the first round of voting, but we still have seats at the table. We are still in the room and very much capable of setting the menu. So she's saying there that who controls the party? The establishment. Lionel Nation is awesome. He got to meet Trump. Now they're after the Trump Foundation, and it's like, I swear to you, Michael O'Connell, Strzok, being counter intel official, having affair to Strzok. His Peter means he's compromised intel target and rightly lost his clearance. Yep. Michael O'Connell, you're 100% right. Completely compromised. Completely and utterly compromised. Completely and utterly compromised, Michael. You're 100% right. And that's why, like, it's like, I mean, I'm happily married, but just like nobody knows who I am. Once in a very blue moon, somebody will say, you know, oh, are you H.A. Goodman? Or, you know, once in a long while. But if I'm ever at a bar and this hot woman goes to me and says, oh, you know, hey, what's your name? I'll know it's a Russian spy. I'll know it's the Democrats or the Illuminati. I'm joking about that. Okay. I'll know that it's not like, you know, I can count on my hand, like, you know, the times a female's come up to me in my life. So it's not going to be like, oh my God, I'm just like this big stud. It's going to be like, oh, you want to frame me. And I'm not even Peter Strzok. Or the Mossad. It's because I'm Jewish. I'm the Mossad, huh? News boost, if not for H.A. Sticks Hard News, the Duran. Judicial Watch, Bill Whittle, Lionel. ABLPJW, Tim Pool, Sargon, Black Pigeon, not sure what I'd be. News boost, thank you. News boost, thank you. Judicial Watch, Sticks, Hard News, yeah. Lionel, yeah. Tim Pool, yes. I mean, it's Alexander. It's like, it's very simple. And that's why they're like, it isn't security clearance. Trust me. Can you imagine Clapper at the bar? Could you imagine? Hello? Oh, my goodness. Yes. Well, my name is Jimmy. Well, thank you. I use turtle wax on my giant cranium. Yeah, that's why it's so shiny. What's your name? Oh, okay. You really care about me because of my personality? Well, I used to be ODNI. Yeah. Well, maybe we can go up and I can talk to you about all the different ways that Hillary Clinton transferred top secret intelligence. I'm sure you're not going to go ahead and tell the FSB and the Mossad and everybody else. You must love me for me. Okay. Well, luckily, I still have my security clearance and Trump hasn't removed it. These people are hilarious. They're like, no, don't take the security clearances away. Don't take them. Why? The biggest threats to national security, all of these people who are we have no idea their mental state, we have no idea their economic situation, we have their financial situation, we have no idea what they're doing, and they have access to classified intelligence. Why? Because they used to work at the CIA. Big deal. So what? I have to kiss your behind forever because you worked at the CIA? Forever and ever? Our whole lives? We have to kiss your behind? Our whole lives? I say this with 100% respect and love. The people at the post office do more for the country than the CIA. Just letting you know. I see the postman or postwoman. I look at them. I'm like, that person is doing way more for the country than the CIA. You want to know how I know? Because I can see what he or she is doing, and I don't care about texting or email or whatever, Facebook Messenger. You know what? When we get hacked, like by a 10-year-old in anywhere in the globe, and suddenly like we have no internet for like 10 minutes, I can go ahead and write a letter, put it in the mail, and somebody that I care about will get the letter. That is national security. You can go ahead and send a package. That's national security. You cannot have a country without a functioning postal service. And UPS can go out of business, FedEx can go out of business, email can, shut down for a day. But guess what? I'll go ahead and my postman or postwoman, the U.S. Postal Service will go ahead and the country can function. A day without the CIA, believe me, I wouldn't care. The FBI, I'll even give the FBI this. At least there's a most wanted list. At least the FBI has a most wanted list. And the NSA can take a hike and go where the sun don't shine. We have no idea, except they're collecting data, but they didn't know that Hillary Clinton had a basement server with top secret and special access program intelligence. That's how great the fantastic NSA is. And these idiot, imbecile eggheads. Well, you see, let's go ahead and I have to tell you what I know. Let me give you the overall explanation. You don't know anything. Wrong about Gulf of Tonkin, wrong about WMD, wrong about 9/11, wrong about Arab Spring. I say wrong, fail to predict. What good are you in intelligence if you can't predict anything and you fail to analyze things? Central Imbecile Agency. They are a bunch of imbeciles. Then you have these people. Michael Hayden Michael Hayden. Where's Michael Hayden? He's great. He's awesome. Hold on. Michael Hayden is the egghead of all eggheads. Hold on. This is a guy who basically said Clinton committed a major national security violation.
If there's a sin here, and we'll find out.
Hold on 1 second.
Take a listen. Did you try to wipe the entire, so that there be no email, no personal, no official, wipe the whole thing? Well, my personal emails are my personal business.
Wrong. Just like Trump. Trump during the debate. Wrong. I love that. Trailblazer ATV, lock her up. Time for action. Let's do this, HA. Trailblazer ATV, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Trailblazer ATV. Thank you so very much. And it's like, she's like, oh, my personal emails are my personal business. No, they're not. When you're transferring top secret and special access program intelligence onto a server outside the United States government, any other person would have had their yoga emails snatched from them.
Right? So,
no, not right.
So we went through a painstaking process.
You went through a process that was not supervised by the United States government. It wasn't painstaking at all.
And turned over 55,000 pages of anything we thought.
Yeah, exactly. Anything you thought. That's the problem.
Could be work related.
Not even for retroactive classification. You didn't. She deleted emails before retroactive classification. She deleted classified emails. So she had 2,000 plus classified emails and 22 top secret emails and emails born classified and special access program intelligence illegally transferred, including the names of CIA agents. And of course, John Brennan goes on Bill Maher's Real Time. These people, like the left, like lionizes the biggest scoundrels on the planet, and then wonders why they lose elections.
Under the law, that decision is made by the official. I was the official.
No, the official under the law cannot transfer top secret intelligence. It doesn't happen that way.
And that back and forth, it works digitally up there. As for Mrs.
I used would be a legitimate and worthwhile.
So this is Michael Hayden.
Intelligence target. And then what are they? Well, JD, as I tried to suggest in that earlier piece, even the unclassified, unofficial emails of an important foreign dignitary, a foreign minister was the phrase I used, would be a legitimate and worthwhile intelligence target. And then when you start throwing in the official emails inside that same batch, a foreign intelligence service, if it chooses to target that server, is going after something that would actually have great intelligence value.
A foreign intelligence agency, even Clinton's, what she ate for lunch would have been a problem. And if an intelligence service hacked her server, oh my goodness, the treasure trove of information, the damage to national security is unlimited. Who are you voting for? Hillary Clinton. Oh, not Trump. No, Trump is too dangerous. But you just said right now, Michael Hayden, Mr. still has his security clearance, that the whole planet likely hacked her server, and big problem. Oh, but you know, Trump is a mean person.
And here, JD, I'm not even saying there's anything officially classified.
Yes, we know it. There is classified
in the emails. That's why a lot of folks like me never had smartphones or cell phones.
He knows very well what's going on. This is Michael Hayden, the guy. Nico Filippone, NBC regarding Trump poll is pretty funny this week. Well, yeah, I mean, if it's the Trump poll about that his favorability ratings are still, Scooter 513. Thank you, Scooter 513. Thank you. They're wondering, they're like, oh my God, he's still going out. He's still strong. What's going on? Michael Cohen denies Trump Russian knowledge. So let's just go there real quick. Scooter 513. Thank you so very much again. Washington Post. Attorney for Michael Cohen backs away from confidence that Cohen has information about Trump's knowledge on Russia efforts. This is the Washington Post. Gee, I wonder why. Elizabeth Luker. Thank you so very much. As always, you may have already talked about this. Does anyone know if a plane with escort left Phoenix headed Thursday, Friday? Disinfo going around. I would probably chalk it up as disinfo. Stuck up on Bruce because gonna get good. Love you. Yes. Sam Adams. Elizabeth Luker. How about a Sam Adams? Samuel Adams. Thank you, Elizabeth, as always. No, I would say disinfo. I would say anything that you can't just find. Like for example, to all 786, all you have to do is you can even look like the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, Fox News, The Intercept. So things are going to go ahead and actually be reported. They're going to be reported. The spin is another issue. So even now, the Washington Post Elizabeth Luker, thank you again. The Washington Post is like, oh, yeah, by the way, you know, we have nothing. Michael Cohen has nothing on Trump. Michael Cohen has absolutely nothing on Trump. And so they're like, oh, you know, nothing on Trump. And why does he have nothing on Trump? Because anything on Trump would implicate him, and nothing, like, he was suing. He was suing BuzzFeed. Now he's not. Why? Because he got ensnared in the whole Mueller probe thing. NBC News, remarkably stable. Nico Philippone, thank you so much. Remarkably stable. Yeah, because no one cares what CNN says. Thank you, Nico. Thank you. Thank you, Nico. Because nobody cares what CNN says. They're tired. They're tired. Don't you understand? They're tired. They're tired. They're tired. And their revenge will be on the midterms. Shala Collins. Shala Collins. I'm concerned for Trump. Did you see what the interim New York AG looks like? She is absolutely horrifying. Freaky Eric Schneiderman, leader of the faux resistance, went down. Via Me Too. Lawsuit shows up. Exactly. Shala Collins. Let's go to Shala's channel. Shalalala. Shalala. 4,000. Exactly. Congrats. Shala. 4,000 exactly right now. I want to take a screenshot of that, but I can't because it's a live stream. In Hebrew, we say Mazel Tov. So Mazel Tov, Shala. That is awesome. 4,000 and 10,000 is on its way. And believe me, you will surpass my channel because I've been stuck at 100, almost 117 for about ever since I started doing these live streams. I have to go ahead and you know, do the uploads as well. I will. Shala Collins, congratulations. 4,000 exactly. I love it. Shala Collins, beautiful inside and out. And she has a great, great channel. Everyone subscribe to Shala Collins' channel. Okay, it's right here. Let's do it again. Let's get to 5,000. Let's do it. Thank you, Shala. Everyone subscribe to Shala Collins. So, NBC, Trump's approval remarkably stable. This is how they're reporting it. Remarkably stable? What the? Trump approval remarkably after stormy week. Get it? And wink, wink. Stormy week of bad news, but 56% of voters. And then it says, but we still have good news. 56% of voters said Trump has not been honest and truthful. Do you know how they ask these people? Very likely, like, well, he's a lot of corruption. What do you think? I guess it's bad. 56% of people. We got Trump. We got you, Trump. We got you, Trumpy. You might think that most people don't care and have a good that care only about a good economy, but we got you, Trumpy. Let's look at this dumb poll. Well, actually, it's a good poll, but polls in general have become like the imbecile's way of proving something. 600 registered voters. Okay. So let's go ahead. So do you strongly approve, somewhat disapprove? What kind of this is why these polls are stupid. What kind of person knows the difference between, like, there's a strongly approve, there's somewhat approve, but then there's, like, you know, ambivalent towards, yeah, I kind of lean that way. But then it's somewhat disapprove, strongly disapprove. So you have 31% of voters who strongly approve, up from 25% in June 2017. Then you have somewhat approve, 13%. So you have 44% of voters approve. Okay. But 52% disapprove. Yeah, he won the election with people thinking that he was the spawn of Satan. So how are these polls? That's the thing. The favorability polls don't get who Trump is. You can't. Elizabeth Luker, thank you as always. Thank you. How do you strongly disapprove in a good economy? That's what I want to know. Well, obviously you're a Democrat, but I can say like somewhat disapprove, but how do you strongly disapprove? And this is why these polls are completely skewed towards whatever media. Somewhat disapprove is 9%. Strongly disapprove is 43%. The disparity there says everything you need to know about the media. They want you to think he is the spawn of Satan, and if he is not, then they haven't done their job. Then we have, this is hilarious. Have you seen, read or heard the news coverage about Donald Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, pleading guilty to federal felony campaign finance charges? That is also skewed because he just because he pled guilty, that's completely meaningless. And the head of the FEC wrote a Washington Post article saying that they were not campaign finance violations. If yes, then ask, have you seen, read, or heard a lot about this? 46% yes, a lot. Then 34% yes, just some. All right, so you're polling people who like 80% have heard the nonsense about Michael Cohen. So obviously, you should probably have, it's not like these people are listening to Styx or H.A. Goodman or Hard Bastard or others who are going to give you the actual reality. Maybe even read a Washington Post article. Like, here's the Washington Post article. How many of the 600 respondents actually read this? Trump campaign, FEC. So FEC chairman, regardless of what Cohen agreed to in a plea deal, hush money payments to mistresses are not really campaign expenditures. This is Bradley Smith. Who's Bradley Smith? Oh, just the former chairman of the Federal Election Commission. Chairman of the Federal Election Commission, Bradley Smith, the former chairman of the Federal Election Commission, is a chairman of the Institute for Free Speech and a visiting fellow at James Madison program at Princeton. In the James Madison program at Princeton. What did he say? Regardless of what Cohen agreed to in a plea bargain, hush money payments to mistresses are not campaign expenditures. What is this poll that actually is a good poll for Trump, which should be even better considering that an FEC chairman said it's not even a campaign expenditure, there was no violation? 80% of people on this poll are like, yeah, I've seen a lot about it. Really? You've seen a lot about it? Wow. Did you read also when the former FEC chairman said there was no campaign violation? Did you read that part? Did you read that in the Washington Post? No, you didn't? Oh, okay. Well, what do you think? You think it's corrupt? You think it's really bad? Yeah, I guess. They're like, I guess, yeah. the most corrupt people. These polls are not, they don't take into account also the emotion behind supporting Trump and the emotion behind disliking Trump. People who dislike Trump dislike his tweets primarily. They dislike his mannerisms. They don't dislike a good economy. They don't really dislike his foreign policy. They dislike him as a person. The people who like Trump like him for a lot of issues related to reality, let's say. He won despite getting framed. He is completely exonerated despite a lack of any crime said to have taken place. Nobody knows if the DNC hacked or Russia hacked the DNC. There's no evidence of that. There's a highly confident CIA assessment based on CrowdStrike's assessment. Nobody in the US government saw the servers. If the tables were turned, they would never stand for it. How do we know? Because William D. Campbell, an FBI informant, said that, oh yeah, the Russians were bragging about their influence over Hillary Clinton. This is not the Steele dossier. This is an actual informant. The rebuttal initially from Democrats was, well, there's no evidence. But you had there's no evidence. It's just his word. Yeah, and it's just the Steele dossier. And it's just a whole bunch of sources say this, sources say that. So it's like 56% of voters say he's not been honest and truthful on the Mueller probe. Well, what did he lie about? Trout fishing at Hood Park. Do you believe in miracles? The missus is now a fan. Very cute. I think a lot of what... Wow, that's awesome. I think a lot of what comes across as dumb is really just corruption. Trump 2020, hashtag paper ballots, hashtag term limits. Thank you, trout fishing at Hood Park. And thank you, Mrs. Trout fishing at Hood Park. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you. As always, trout fishing at Hood Park. Thank you. Neil 51, Goodman Gabbard 2020. Yes. Thank you so very much. Unfortunately, Tulsi Gabbard is fantastic. I think 2024 will be, they're going to lose to Trump. And I think 2024 will be the time when Tulsi Gabbard, really becomes a force in the Democratic Party. Democrats are going to implode, and their implosion is going to be very gratifying and rewarding politically and peacefully. The political and peaceful obliteration, peaceful, will be very, very gratifying after all their cheating. And then they're like, look, we're not really cheating anymore. We don't have the superdelegates. Yay. And then, of course, it's going to be like, then Donna Brazil's like, but we still control everything. Okay, there you go. They only care about power. They only care about power. They only care about power, and they don't even know how to wield power. They don't know anything about influence. They don't know anything about why people they don't even know what people think is corrupt. They don't understand. They don't have no concept of what is corrupt. To them, everything is this moral gray zone where just if you're a politician, well, you can just go ahead and you can go and engage in true corruption. But then if you pretend that the other person is corrupt, that's just the same thing. And to the 824 people, tell your friends, tell your family, and trout and fishing at Hood Park. I greatly appreciate that. And I'm glad the missus is watching. I hope I'm reading that correctly. And I am just very proud and happy and honored and blessed that I have, a great many people watching. And all I do is I abide by YouTube policies and I quote Washington Post articles when they're caught mid-propaganda stream. So today, the Washington Post was like, on the down low, don't tell anyone. Yeah, Michael Cohen's attorney said he has nothing to do with Russia. Oh, whatever. And then the other day, they published a piece. Oh, yeah, FEC Chairman Bradley Smith. Regardless of what Cohen agreed to in a plea deal, hush money payments to mistresses are not really campaign expenditures. Of course they're not. Well, okay, at least it was in the Washington Post. At least it was at the Washington Post. So at least they can't hide. Trump at this point is like Michael Jordan. You just hope to contain him. And then I wrote some funny tweets today. Everything is like these bodily well, I don't even want to get into it. And you have Stormy wanting to testify. Two things that have to happen. Stormy needs to testify, and security clearance need to be pulled. And those two things need to happen. And it'll be glorious to see like Democrats react. The way they react will be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like they keep on doing the same thing over again with these dumb polls. Did you hear about the Stormy thing? Did you hear about Michael Cohen? What do you think about it? I guess it's bad. What do you want these poor people to do? They're like inundated and like bombarded with people. What do you want them to do? Like, I guess it's bad. I guess I'm strongly to somewhat disapprove of this. Yeah, I'll put disapprove. Are you working? Is it a good economy? Are we in a major counterinsurgency war? Did we destroy Libya, or was that just one of Obama's mistakes? Shrug shoulders. Mistake. Trump is a sympathizer, enabler, supremacist, really bad, mean, horrible person. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He's a, all the subliminals and the dog whistles and everything. Did he destroy Libya? No, that was Obama. Oh. But Obama's not an enabler, a sympathizer. But he destroyed Libya along with Hillary Clinton. I know, I voted for Clinton. Oh, so you're going to cast moral judgment upon people because of words while they destroyed an African nation? Yes. Okay. Have fun losing midterms again. And the election again. They don't care about winning. They care about like holding hands and weathering the storm, the Trump storm or whatever, the Trump years, by just causing as much hate as possible. They're basically trying to wear down the American people. Is what they're trying to do. They're trying to go ahead. So thank you, Neil51. Neil51, thank you. What they're trying to do, if they can't go ahead and really, really accuse Trump of anything horrendous. So what they'll do is they're like, we're going to break you. We're going to break you down. We will never let Trump just have a normal presidency. Everything has to be a scandal because Clinton is so utterly corrupt. And eventually when she gets indicted, they'll say, well, what about Trump? What about Trump? We need Trump to get indicted. It's like, well, it's not really going to. Why don't they let Stormy go ahead and testify? Because it's gonna backfire on them. It's gonna backfire on them. Like everything backfires on them. Everything backfires on them. Every single thing backfires. And this is WikiLeaks. While Trump's remarks about the toxicity of plea deals are self-serving, it should be noted that plea deals are banned in most developed countries, and that the U.S. federal system has a 99% conviction rate due to overcharging to force plea deals, including from the innocent. So the whole flipping and singing, we got that. But what about Uma? Did Uma Abedin flip and sing? Did Brian Pagliano flip and sing? Did Justin Cooper flip and sing? Did Tony Podesta flip and sing? Oh, that's right. They committed crimes, and yet there was no zeal. There was no maniacal, frothing at the mouth, energetic, enthusiastic, passionate investigation. It was Strzok and McCabe and Comey covering up everything. And now Michael Cohen's attorney is like, yeah, he doesn't know anything. Exactly. Metalhead, exactly. And then the progressive outrage will be funneled back into the Democratic National Committee. Yeah. It'll happen. They're like, you can't do this. This is 2020 rolls around. Hey, listen, it's either Trump or Kamala Harris. It's either Trump or Joe Biden. What are you going to do? You're going to be that person? You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the Green Party. You don't want to be that person. We lost last in 2016 because of you. It's going to, and then we lost the midterms because of you. It's going to go into the same direction. Outrage, funnel back into the DNC. Outrage. I hate both sides, funnel back into the DNC. Midterms, they're going to have a conniption fit. They're going to have the biggest epic meltdown. They did the Green Party dirty, and they're going to do Bernie voters dirty again. And suddenly you won't hear about single payer anymore because they've been lying the whole time, telling you they're lying. I'm not going to run on over doubling to tripling taxes. Ain't going to work that way. And it's just, I can't wait for November when they get, and you know what's going to happen too? They better get 18 or 17 or even 20 seats. They better, because if they get like 10 seats, there's not even a moral victory. Like Democrats are like the most amazing. Well, I got close. We got close. Look how great we were. We got close. All right, let's play mud. And then we'll call it an evening. Let's do this. Paris Denard, he was so effective that they fired, they suspended him like right after. Like, what do we do? Paris Denard just utterly obliterated a CIA agent. Okay, well, suspended. Did something possibly bad a long time ago. We're going to get you. Well, find something bad you did, and you're not going to get away with making us look stupid.
With the people coming on here every day, tweeting and talking about this administration, you all have made it about politics, not the president.
Let's take a beat here for a second. And Phil, I appreciate your patience because I know it's getting personal.
How much do you think, because of her act, because something was a norm,
means that.
All right, so Elizabeth Luker. Publix has a sale on salad dressing this weekend. I selectively picked the cashier. I got several Russian and ranch. I put this at one for Putin and one for Trump until they were all online. Love messing with them. Yes, he should have gotten some vodka, Elizabeth. Got to get some vodka also. Some caviar. What else? Elizabeth Luker. Elizabeth Luker. You are wonderful. Russian dressing. I love it. Elizabeth Luker. And an amazing moderator as well. Thank you. As always, Elizabeth.
It's law. That's not the case. A lot of these people that have these security clearances, and this is the secret in the swampy Washington, D.C., they have them and they keep them because it's profitable for them after they leave government. Because if you have a security clearance, especially high-level security clearances, your contracts and your consulting give pay you a lot more money because of the access that you have. I hope the president continues to do this, and I hope he adds Omarosa to the list, because if she has a clearance, she too, because of her actions, should have it revoked.
Well, I don't know if I put Omarosa in the same category of the 75 people who signed those letters, but Phil Mudd, I imagine you want to react.
Profitable parent. When I am requested to sit on an advisory board, let me...
You sat on an advisory board? God! You sat on an advisory board? Oh my God. Was it a chair made of thorns? You sat? Was the coffee cold? You sat on an advisory board? Oh my God. You will go down as one of the most heroic people of all time. You sat on an advisory board, storming the beaches of Normandy, Joan of Arc, and Philip Mudd sitting on an advisory board. The heroism is unbelievable.
One question. How much do you think I'm paid to do that at the request of the U.S. government? Give me one answer and you got 10 seconds.
You got 10 seconds, buddy. Stopwatch. 10, 9, 8. I'm waiting. 6, 5, 4. I'm waiting. You got your buzz. Bzz. Your 10 seconds is over. I have no. I said 10 seconds over.
How much? I'll ask you a question. How much are you paid for your
Answer the question.
Contracting gig for being a?
I have no contracts with the U.S. government.
I have no contracts with the U.S. government. I have no contracts with private. I have no contracts at all. No one cares what I think. Nobody.
I'm not talking. This is the thing. I'm not talking about.
I have zero money. I'm living in outside in the cold in D.C. in an alley. Zero. I'm a former CIA officer. Nobody wants my security clearance and experience. Nobody asks. I make no money. I'm completely and utterly without any money.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm not talking about your role with the federal government. I'm talking about the contracting gigs that you're talking about. General Consulting.
You're talking about General Michael Hayden, who gets all my work? Huh? People go and they go ahead and they get Hayden. They don't call me. Meanwhile, I'm going ahead starving. They call Egghead Hayden. I know a lot of things about Egghead Michael Hayden, if you asked me. But no, they don't call me.
And a contractor, the consulting firms that they form and that you all get is because you get more money when having a consultant for having the security clearance. Stop acting like that doesn't happen.
I have zero consulting relationships with the U.S. government. Zero.
I'm not talking.
I have zero. Nobody ever asks for my opinion on anything.
Phil, that's a good talking point. I'm not talking about relationships with the government. I'm talking about in the private sector. When you have a security clearance,
I have zero relationships with the private sector.
I have zero relationships with anyone, private or public. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nobody in the known galaxy has ever asked for my opinion on anything. So don't take my security clearance away. Vincent Howard became a Republican, but he's already registered to vote Democrat in the next election. According to Vincent Howard. Thank you, Vincent Howard. Thank you, Vincent Howard. Thank you. Thank you, Vincent Howard. Thank you. Elizabeth Luker. Thank you.
That involve my security clearance. Zero. I get $0 from consulting companies that deal with the U.S. government. Are we clear? Well,
I am selling oranges at the corner of the freeway. I have $0 for my security clearance. $0.
I will be clear in saying that everybody in Washington, D.C. knows if you don't want to be honest about it, that's on you. But if you have a security clearance and you keep it, you get more money to have it. Get out!
Get out!
Phil, he's not your sheriff. I'm standing right here. Don't be so defensive about this.
You get out now.
About this. Your voice.
You get out. I'm in a different city than you, but you get out. There's 3 different, video links here. The moderator's in the middle. Looks like the Brady Bunch here. But you get out. Get out. Get out. I'm now a producer.
This is still here. You can still do whatever you want.
Paris Denard is absolutely fantastic. He totally obliterates this guy.
But the politicalization of the intelligence community under this administration, with the people coming on here every day, tweeting and talking about this administration, you all have made it about politics, not the president.
Let's take a beat here for a second. And Phil, I appreciate your patience because I know it's getting personal.
I love the moderator. It's so great. It's getting personal, Phil. And it's getting personal. I hope you're okay. I hope you're not upset. Oh, please, let me kiss your buttocks.
Here, Chris, I do a point of fact here.
Point of order. Point of order. Withdraw it.
And Phil makes a point, which is a point of fact. When a Phil Mudd, who serves on an advisory board for counterterror threats, building and view classified information.
People who have been overtly political, or for those people whom the press should not have that security clearance. Why do we think that these people are the only ones that can provide this intelligence? This is a large intelligence community out there.
These are the directors. They're pretty well qualified.
Oh, they're so well qualified. Let's look. Let's look at all the wonderful people. CNN host. Oh, look, it's James Comey, Susan Rice, James Clapper. Oh, Peter Strzok is on here. Andrew McCabe fired. Strzok fired. Comey fired. Bruce Orr demoted, and he will speak in front of Congress. Susan Rice, unmasked name. Sally Yates is dating Clapper. Clapper, big buffoon, lying under oath. John Brennan lied under oath, revoked. Tell me this is like the Motley Crue. This is like the wall of shame of intelligence officials. You have Lisa Page, Bruce Orr, Peter Strzok, Andrew McCabe, James Comey, Susan Rice, and Clapper and Brennan, and Yates. Yates is like the best of everyone here. And Hayden, it's a tie, which they're both not. I guess the only one who kind of you could say wasn't partisan was Hayden, even though he's on the down low partisan. He's like, yes, Clinton did so many crimes, but I'm voting for her. Okay. I guess that's partisan when you look at it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. What can I tell you? Seven seven six 1776, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe right now. Tell your friends. Hashtag free Paris Denard. Exactly. He's amazing. Tell your friends about this channel. Thank you so very, very much. We've had an excellent live chat. It's been awesome. You are all absolutely wonderful to my super chat. Thank you so very, very, very much. Live streams. Thank you so very, very much. And God bless all of you. I will see you hopefully a little later, but definitely tomorrow. And thank you so much. You're all awesome. To my super chat, thank you. Give me every incentive to continue rocking these. Elizabeth Luker, Tamara Friedman. Love you all. Love you all. I think I just drive my friends crazy, the ones on the left. I just keep talking about all the corruption and lies. They just look like deer in the headlights. Absolutely, Tamara. You know why? Tamara, do you know why? Because there's no rebuttal. So they're like, I have the same friends too. They're like, huh? They're like, oh my God, you're actually going to talk about the corruption on the left? What? Tamara Friedman, 100%. I agree with you. I have the same type of friends. Thank you so very much, Tamara, and everyone. God bless. We'll see you very soon. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Tamara and Elizabeth Luker, everyone. Thank you.